All right. Oh. Let's get going. Let's get rid of this. It's a nightmare. $150. There we go.
Impact confirmed. The Slayer has been activated. Ensign, you have a lock on the Slayer's location? Confirmed. Weapon dropping. The main gate is under lockdown. There's a key in the nearby church. Route in the location. He's at ground zero. He located. Once he kills the demon, the portals will collapse.
Yo, Lenius, my man. You're just in time for, I basically just bought myself a boom arm for my mic because since I bought my new mic, I just had it on my desk, just standing there. But now I actually bought myself a boom arm so that I can have it right in front of my face. So I just wanted to check with you if the volume is good or not, or if I should sort of adjust things a bit. So you're the perfect guest right now, my man. I need your expert opinion. Volume seems fine. Okay, perfect, perfect. Because like, before I had this boom arm, when I listened to my streams, I felt like I was a bit too far back. But now it feels a lot better. I feel like I'm way closer, and it really catches my voice without catching everything else in the background, if you see what I mean. So that's good. So that's really good to know. Thanks, bro. How's it going otherwise? Everything good on your end?
All hell gates closed.
I also have an arm for my mic. I know, bro. I've been, sometimes I like checking up on you, and I have a look at your lives, your streams. I don't think you've streamed for quite some time. But you also have a camera, so sometimes I like to check on you and see how you have things set up. And I saw that you had an arm as well, so I think having an arm is a good investment, to be honest with you, if you want to keep streaming. And I think this is something I really want to do more and more, so... Makes having a mic so much better. Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. I got the Rode PSA 1. Oh, that's the expensive one, isn't it? That's an expensive arm. I think here it's about 200 euros or something where I live. Yeah, it's a good investment. Highly recommended for everyone who has a mic. Yeah. And to think, bro, to think that up until like a month, 3 weeks ago, I was using my fucking Black Shark headset. That was terrible. Like, the sound quality is just complete trash. You got the cheaper one, okay. That's annoying. I can't skip this crap because I'm using the Streamline mod. Apparently doesn't work on the latest patch, so that's annoying. So I have to do this shit.
Tighten down. All remaining enemy targets have been neutralized.
Linus, are you still gaming these days, or no time at all for it? Headsets are supposed to sound good. They're very handy for competitive people. Yeah, exactly. That's about it.
He's at the drop zone. Deploying weapon port now.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, that's interesting.
Reroute all units to the energy relay.
I'm getting from time to time in the last couple of days, but overall I commit most of my PC to work on music. Yeah, get it. What are you gaming? Are you still on Eternal, or are you playing Dark Ages, or what are you doing these days? I might be wrong, but I feel like since the update, performance has gotten better. I might be wrong though, because I feel like
We'll have the key. Mark it on the player's map.
I played Eternal because I just felt a big pull towards that, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure. Like I've also done this. I've done the same. I played a lot of. I think I'm just gonna from now on. I'm just gonna alternate between Dark Ages and Eternal. I think that's gonna be the arc of my channel, depending on how I feel on that day and if new mods come out and all that. So yeah, better performance on T8 sounds like good news. Yeah, and God knows the game needs better performance badly. So. It needs it really badly. As I was telling the homies yesterday, like I was in VC with John, Dennis, and Charles while Charles was streaming last night. And I told them at this rate, we'll be able to play this game on 144 FPS in 10 years, bro. Given the... Okay, these guys die quicker now, which is also good news. So yeah, like I bought a PC specifically for this game, because I was really hyped for it, and I knew that the goal was to do a lot of content for it and stuff, and so a pretty decent setup, and I've had to lock my FPS at 100, as you can see, top right, playing on low settings. Because anything above that, like the frame rate just varies so much. It goes up and down, and it just creates a lot of issues when it comes to input and all that, you know? So, yeah. Well, yeah, especially native, no AI stuff. Yeah, forget. Yeah, I mean, just completely. I agree. And I'm using FSR, though, and I'm not sure it's a good idea to use FSR, but... Man, one thing I like about this update is that... They debuffs. I mean, they nerfed the Mancubi health, which is really, really good news. But I feel since the patch, like especially when I'm streaming, I feel like performance is a bit better. I'm not sure if it's in my head or I'm not sure, but yeah. I might be wrong.
Commander, we need assistance out here.
But yeah, but I always like I'm you know, this game for some reason, like, so when I play a lot of Eternal, I have an itch to come back to Dark Ages, and then when I play a lot of Dark Ages, I get an itch to come back to Eternal. It's like, and I think it's a perfect balance between two games, one being slower, the other one being more intense, depending on how you feel. And I think that's really, really good stuff. I like the variety it provides. I'm not against fake frames per se, but it's funny that I might take 10 years to play this game at native 144p in high settings on a PC that doesn't cost like 5K. Okay, it wasn't until I got yo Charlie, what's up, bro? Hey Night Trap, how are you, my good sir? But yeah, Linus, I completely agree with you. It's a bit of a. I mean, everybody says it, and I agree with them. Like, there's always in Doom, there's always gonna be a game that sort of forces you to upgrade. And the first game was obviously Doom 1993, which had to run back then on a PC. Like, I mean, 1993, like, you needed to buy a decent PC to be able to run Doom back then, right? And then 10 years later, we got Doom 3. That really required you to get a beefy PC at that time in 2004 because of all the lighting stuff, yeah. And then now we're getting Dark Ages, which is another jump. So finally had time to play Eternal yesterday, man. I see everybody's playing Salim Swamps or some. Yeah, at least I was. And I got very frustrated with it. You can have a look at my stream from yesterday, Cherry Lee, and you'll see why I got frustrated. I think that I like the mod itself. I just wish that there were more Maker drones, or we were given the hammer. The problem is, since it's being since you're playing on a fresh tag 1 save, you're automatically not given the hammer. So by default, you don't get it. But so I think the main issue I have with the mod is like you run out of ammo so often. Given how intense the fights are, and you just get frustrated by that. Like, yeah. So basically, I died a lot. Most of my deaths were because I was essentially running around looking for fodder to chainsaw, and that just like completely kills my flow, you know. What the fuck happened there? Man, this game is still buggy as ever. Get these guys out of here. Oh, Nightmare, we don't want that. I finally figured out that I was fighting Agadon wrong. Single shots may look good on surface, but automatics just work better. Yeah, for sure. That's up to you though. Like, I usually like to fight them with the Impaler. So I combo. I have a pretty good combo with Impaler and Gauntlets that I use, and that works for me. I caught some of the stream yesterday. Yeah, I saw that. Plus, I think BS's geometry kind of sucks for the intense combat. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think Salim really went above and beyond to make that mod just like, I'm not gonna say CBT because it's not CBT per se, but like it gets very frustrating at some points. Yeah, I think they possibly added more Nightmare Imp spawns. Oh no, that's not good. Oh, that's really not good. Yeah, hey, bro. There you go. Granted, I could just have forgotten some Nightmare Imps. Yeah, possibly. Oh, I have to do this shit because, like, I forgot to update the Streamline mod, so I have to do this crap now. Mech fighting. Yay! Our favorite part of the game. Cheerly, I know you haven't played this game, but one thing you should be happy about is that you've been able to avoid mech sections. And there's every reason to be happy about that, I can tell you. It's by far the worst part of the game. I had this weird thing happen. How much melee damage do Revenants do? Oh, they do a lot of damage. That swipe, you know, that swipe that they do with their scythe does a shit ton of damage.
The energy relay is under attack.
When the core explodes, the city goes with it. Dimensional barrier is shutting down. We can't stop it now. How long do we have?
Not long. The reactor has sustained heavy damage.
Man, come on. Fuck off, you shit. Ah! Man, mech sections now are like... Okay, it gets nothing liched. Nah. Alright, give me some HP back. Yeah, that's good.
Sire, players...
I actually enjoy mech sections. Really?
Relay overloading.
We need to pull everyone back.
How many times have you played this game, Night Trap?
That core will explode.
He's trying to save the city. Slayer, there's a strip mine nearby. I'll mark it for you.
Because on repeat playthroughs, if you're grinding Ultra Nightmare, I don't really like them that much. That's just me. I just want to skip through them as fast as possible because I don't see the fun in them at all.
Tracking the Slayer for evac now.
It's a point and click simulator, and I don't really like that. Can you die? Wow, they've really drawn out this fight, man. What have they done with this fight? It takes forever, bro. Is this a bug? This is a bug. What the fuck? Did you see that? Just give me a sec. I'm gonna get the Streamline mod because this is I'm not having fun at all with this. And that guy was supposed to die way quicker than that. I haven't played much. Still working on beating it. I played both hard and not so hard update for the mech sections, and it feels good to me, especially with how brutal the hard update is. I will say this could be a controller thing as to why it feels better to me. Okay, so you're on. Okay, so that means you're on console. I take it, or are you? Let me see if they've updated the Streamline mod. Are you on PC playing with a controller? All right, now let me just check. Because it seems like that the new update. I'm just trying to check if I. Okay, I'm gonna try seeing if I. I'm on console. I played this one on PC a little through Game Pass. The movement felt better on controller to me. Okay, okay. I mean, if you played this game on mouse and keyboard, I think you would appreciate the ground combat, like the Slayer combat, a lot more, and you would start despising the mech sections. I think that's my take on it, at least, because like the more you play this game and the more you get used to the Slayer combat, which in my opinion is by far the best combat in the game, the more you just want to skip through everything else, you know? But again, that could be a me issue. I don't know. Okay, fuck. Have they not updated the Streamline mod or what? What's happening here? Or I'm just gonna download the Streamline mod update if it hope it works. All right. When I played on PC a little, I used keyboard and mouse. Okay, so where I am currently in this game is a level right after acquiring Maker Schlong. Right after acquiring Maker Schlong. What do you mean by Maker Schlong? Are you talking about, are you talking about the Dread Mace? Okay, I think I know why. I think it's because I have the older Be My Mod version. That's probably why. All right. The two-part object in Cosmic Realm. Huh. Okay, why is my audio coming out of... Also, I agree. They give you Dread Mace a little too early for Cosmic Baron to be a longer threat. Yeah. I think the Dread Mace is... it's... I don't find it very fun to use. I think it's a very powerful weapon, and that's, you know, you get the power fantasy experience from using it. But other than that, I'm not a huge, not a huge fan of using it. I try to stick to the gauntlets for as long as I can because I find them a lot more interesting as a melee weapon. But, you know, to each their own, right? The Baron is like the only enemy I use Dread Mace on because I prefer Flail or most everything. Yeah. Yeah, Flail is really... Flail is like what I like to call the utility melee because it gives you back armor, right?
Impact. The Slayer has been activated.
But my favorites... My favorite melee it's still the gauntlets. I find them so fun to use, and I really... You can really, like... If I use the Impaler, for example... I love to combo like Cyber Demons and Agadon Hunters, you know, using Impaler and Gauntlet. I think it's so fun to do, right? Flow's my favorite weapon because I love flails and the weapon animations are cool. Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you that. And flail is like, it's the most medieval weapon you can think of when it comes to melee, right? In the game. It just fits the lore a lot more than the other weapons.
Slayer is dangerous. No distance.
Infant, you have a lock on the Slayer's location? Confirmed. Weapon drop incoming.
So yeah, it's I think one thing I like about this game is that everybody can build their very own playstyle with their very own preferred shield runes, melee weapons. Like I think there's a lot more. It's a lot more open than Eternal was, right? When it came to playstyles, Eternal was all about, you know, meta. You know, meta playing essentially. You know, where you PB Rocket and you know, obviously I love Eternal. but it like Dark Age just has more of a variety in its playstyles. Thank you.
The main gate is under
Do you need a sword though? Really hope you get a Crucible sword in DLC. I think we should. I think again that fits the lore, because we do pull out a Crucible sword from the Tyrant in Eternal, so we have to understand what happens there. I think it makes sense for us to. This one kind of has metas too with Cycler and SSG. Yeah. I mean, technically, there's several metas. There's several metas when you think about it, right? SSG, that's, you know... Whoa. But yeah, Cycler, I mean, I use Cycler a lot. But, like, you know, I could also tell you that another meta is the Impaler. That's a crazy-ass weapon. I can also tell you that another meta could be the rocket launcher. There's a lot of stuff, you know, you can pretty much build your own meta. Oh, shit. Oh, that was close. I went a bit too crazy there. But yeah, but Cycler is an amazing weapon simply because of the shock that you can apply with it. So what I like to do a lot is apply shock with the Cycler and then use Impaler to finish guys off. And that works great. And when I get the rocket launcher, I do the same thing. So like I think it's good to just open... Ah shit, that's not what I want to do. I think it's good to just open encounters with Cycler, apply shock, and then use your preferred sort of high damage weapon. My own meta is Sticky Bomb, Spam, Quick Scopes, and Blast Explosives. You mean on Eternal, right? Oh, fuck, what am I... Oh!
All hell gates closed. The village is secure.
Yeah, Eternal, you can... I don't know. Like, to me, Eternal, you basically... The meta there is to...
Tier 5 reading to the South Bay. Incoming.
Focus on quick swaps, using Precision Bolt as your opener, and then alternating between rockets, ballista, stickies. And if you're good at, like, and if you enjoy punch swaps, then you can punch swap stickies and rockets. And that's pretty much it. By the way, Repertorium got updated to save your weapon choices. Wow, what a huge update that is. That should have been from day one, but hey. That's just me being difficult, but I feel like Repertorium was an afterthought. By the way, yeah. Nitro, have you tried Ultra Nightmaring this game?
We need backup. Someone get on that turret.
Please let the streamline mod work. Please, please, please. I don't want to. Yes. It works. That's great.
Titan advancing. Titan down. All remaining enemy targets.
Major, I think you're confusing meta with optimal. Meta is something people use because it's popular, and optimal is because of actual use. I see what you mean, but I think for Eternal, both of them kind of mesh into one another. I think meta is what's optimal. Because in Eternal, anything that's optimal is high DPS, and that becomes the meta. You know? And I see what you like. For example, in this game, in Dark Ages, we could argue that meta and optimal could be two different things. But in Eternal, given that there's not a lot of different builds, there's not you're basically you're limited to basically one way of playing if you want to get the most DPS. Then I think optimal and meta pretty much mesh with each much. I mean, they sort of fuse with one another. I haven't beaten it yet, so I haven't tried UN. I did try Pandemonium for fun, got through Mass 1 to 3 without dying, and then died on Vagary. Yeah, but Vagary is also a bitch. Vagary is a real bitch.
Reroute all units to the energy relay.
Playing this game like a speedrunner right now, but I just want to get through as quickly as possible, so I'm skipping a lot of crap here. I know it's not, for casual viewers, probably not the best thing to watch, but
The command room has the key. Mark it on the player's map.
there's a lot of meta in Dark Ages because of the vast arsenal and its uniqueness and how every weapon kind of feels good. People follow using certain weapons that aren't optimal. Yeah, that could be argued. That could be argued, yeah. I think when you think, I mean, though, I would argue that there's a meta, for example, for people who are speedrunning. Then people who are speedrunning, I see them use, like, basically, I see them throw shield over and over again and then use impaler. So shield throw, impaler shot, shield throw, impaler shot. I see them do that a lot because that way they can just go through the game very quickly with high DPS without worrying about, upgrades and all that stuff. So, I think it depends on who you're asking. Like, if you're asking just people who want who are playing the game without thinking about speed, they'll be playing a very different game compared to speedrunners, I can tell you that. Speedrunners play this game very differently. That's why the variety is larger. No core. No one actually knows the best damage dealer. And with how these weapons are not, everyone knows how to learn the best damage dealer. Yeah, yeah. But I think they have done some DPS calculations from what I remember watching a video about that. But maybe, I mean, those numbers have changed with updates. But so I think that maybe have changed a bit. I don't know. And unlike Eternal, there's no reason to learn a better weapon because all weapons are good enough. Yeah, you could technically run with one weapon the whole game. But you might run into some issues because some weapons are obviously better long range, some are better short range. So that might, you know, for example, if you use this weapon, the plasma rifle, this weapon is very short range. Like, the spread isn't good long range, right? So if you're using this weapon, you really have to go short range. And that puts you at risk. However, a weapon like the Impaler, you can do short range and long range. So it's a very viable weapon for all situations. The chain shot is also very good for short range. No, actually, short to medium range. The chain shot. Plasma is really aggressive, but a high reward really fits me. Yeah, it's a good, especially when you have the Heat Blast upgrade. It's a very good weapon. It's a very powerful weapon for sure. But to me, the Impaler is still still hard to beat. Once I get the Impaler, I feel like the game gets a lot easier. Also, this update, sometimes my accelerated just not loading up the Heat Blast. It's weird. Yeah, but I feel like every time they patch the game, there's something. There's a mistake there's a bug that pops up somewhere else every time they patch it up. It's very funny. So I think we're going to see a lot more updates over the next few... Yeah. Over the next few months. I think we'll be seeing a lot of stuff. Okay, who's missing now? There you go. Also, yeah, so it's like a cartoon idea of plugging a hole to have it plug another. Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Let's just hope this ship does. Let's just hope that this ship doesn't sink. If you see what I mean. Because I think for this ship to sink, they have to mess up the DLC. That's how I look at it. A lot of pressure on that game, on that DLC, I can tell you that. For them. There's a lot at stake. Because the DLC can either save the game or just leave it in its current state, which isn't bad. It's a good game. but there's a few things missing, and the game needs replayability, which it doesn't have at the moment. Can you... Hope Mancubus gets rebuffed? Seriously, I don't want that. I understand their idea with easier DLC, but I really hope it's hard. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think we'll get that. I think we'll get a harder DLC for sure. I think that's almost guaranteed. I don't think there's any other way they can do it. I understand that their idea with easier DLC... Yeah, sorry, I just read that.
Identified.
Oh, shit. There you go. Accelerate is pretty bad. At shield soldiers, other shields is good, but not at those. Yeah. Ever parry midair? Yeah, of course. That happens a lot. Go check my go check out my Ripitorium videos, and you'll see me parrying midair very often. All right. Sentinel Barracks.
Demons in the north wing.
You know what? I'm really tired of hearing voices in this game. I'm taking them down. I'm hearing Thera and Novik speaking all the time. Pissing me off. Also, those damn Cacodemons upset the flow too much. I think they're one of the worst designed enemies in the game. I really dislike them. Not a fan, that's for sure. Come on, spawn your dogs. There you go. There we go. Alright. Shield is OP? What do you mean by that? Do you mean the shield throw or just like the parry mechanic in general? Oh shit, that's not good. And I feel like performance has gotten way better since, just want to check something quick in my settings. Is it because I enabled something yesterday that may have gotten it better? No, okay, I didn't. Okay. Did I miss some? Wait, did I miss some gold here? No, I got it all. Every single piece of gold counts in this game. In early Doom games, we always had to avoid projectiles, but in this one, you kind of have to go straight into the projectile and use it against the demons. Yeah, if it's parryable, it is, yeah. If you can parry it, yeah, I agree with you. Man, can you stop with your shit? Fucking soldiers. Oof. Go. One mistake in this game and you pay the price. This one kind of has a Doom 2 feel, throwing players straight into the meat. Yeah, for sure, it does. And it does that well, I think. You know, there's arenas in this game where you're challenged. For sure. Like, alright, Impaler time. Woo! That it? Yeah. Can you believe I got through 5 levels of this game on 14 FPS? 14 FPS? Why are you playing on 14 FPS? That makes no sense, bro. Why would you even do that? Why would you even play the game on 14 FPS? Why would you do that to yourself? That was before I updated my graphics card. Dude, what did you have? Was it like a 4 gig? Was it a 3050 or something? What was that? That sounds horrendous. This arena, however, shines. It's a good arena. If it wasn't for the fucking stone imps, it'd be even better, but... $5,000 something? You mean, are you talking about like an RTX, a 50 series? The weirdest thing about low FPS is it made enemies take more damage before entering a glory kill state. Jesus Christ, okay. This is the new update. That's good. That's actually a very good update. I like it. Paint gunners have a longer cooldown between shots. That makes good sense. That makes really good sense. I agree with that change. But yeah, if you had a 50 series, then, I mean, you have a 50 series now, or was that what you had before? Because it would make no sense for you to have 50 series and have 15 FPS. That would be weird, because like the 50 series is usually, it's actually really good. Okay, good. We have all the upgrades done. And then Vagary next. I wish I could remember all the names for these things. Yeah, I mean... It's good to know what you're upgrading to from. I think that's good to know always, because you wouldn't want to make an upgrade that makes no sense, right? Like... But yeah, there's a whole science, you know, behind graphics cards, and I'm far from being the most knowledgeable person. I just do my research and I trust the research. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but that's how I roll. All right. Come on, do your thing. I hate this boss fight. It's not even hard, it's just like, it's... There you go. Yeah, die. Come on. There you go. My friend helped me figure out which graphics card to get. Mainly got it for a VR game and not Dark Ages. He's the one who actually knows what he's doing. Yeah, I mean, if you got a graphics card for VR, then you're definitely... then you definitely got a good one. Imagine this fight on UV, low parries, and 14 FPS. Was it like for 2 hours, I think? I mean, why? I mean, you're crazy, man, for playing a game like this in 14 FPS. I can't do that. I would not... That would be just... That would be torture for me. Playing a game of 14 FPS. Yeah. Oh, and when I played on 14 FPS or 2 max there, yeah, that was the old update. That was before they switched to, I think 2.0 is when they went back, they backtracked on a few things. And the 2 max there were one of those, that was one of those updates. I think it was update 2 where they removed one of the manks. And that was the right choice. That fight was just too much at that point. So I strongly agree with that choice. Thankfully, during the dragon sections, FPS cleared up. Really? I would have expected the dragon sections to drag things down even more. But that's cool, though. Personally, I think that'd be a great decision to replace one mech with an Arachnotron will truly make the game 5 stars for me. You mean in the Vagary fight, having an Arachnotron? That would be too much because the Arachnotron is just gonna... What's it called? Hit scan you. That would be a bit too much at that point because you also have the Vagary that's forcing you as well to use your shield a lot, so I think that would be a bit of a mess, to be honest with you. I'm not sure I would... I think that would be a bit too much, to be honest. Alright, Cyber Demon time. Is he invisible? No, not this time. Yeah, Vagary fight. I'm not sure I agree with that decision. I'm not sure. Night Trap, to be honest with you, but I don't know. Let me think about it. Clearly, they love to add spiders. Yeah, they've added a lot of them. Let's see if this fight has changed, because this fight used to be... This is the update. They've beefed it up as well. So let's see what it's like right now. Whoop. There you go. I'm personally joking because of how many damn respawning Arachnotrons I've seen supporting super heavies. They're not even good support, just annoying. Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. I think they overdid it with the Arachnotrons. I'm not sure if you gotten that far, Night Trap, but there's a fight in the end of Ancestral Forge, you know, where you meet the Agadon Hunter. I'm not talking about like Abyssal Forest where you meet the first Agadon Hunter. I'm talking about the Ancestral Forge where you meet the Agadon Hunter at the end before you go through that big door, and he's guarded by 2 Nightmare Imps to begin with. And then after that, there's an Arachnotron right behind him, and he's covering him, right? And that, to me, that's a choice I'm not a huge fan of that. Oh, there he is. I got to Abyssal Forge. That one wasn't bad. The main reason I was struggling was because I sucked at Agadons at that point, and I've gotten better. Okay. But when was the last time you played? When was the last time you were there? Because the Nightmare Imps and the Arachnotron were added recently with update 2, so like just a few weeks ago. So that maybe you've missed that since, I don't know. All right. Last update had to heal with the Nightmare Imps responding. Okay, so you played it, yeah. So that encounter for me on Ultra Nightmare, it really made me sweat because like I was trying to focus on the Agadon Hunter, and then I had that fucking spider hit scanning me the whole time, and that was stressing me out because obviously like you have to have your shield up in case you get charge attacked by the hunter, and you're just getting hit scanned the whole time. I found that very annoying. What? What the fuck got me? Oh, there you are. Come on. So yeah, that's my take on it. Kind of just have to match Spider with SSG, then focus back on Agadon. The Agadon has a nice attack setup where you could ignore him for at least for a little bit. Yeah, true. But you know, when you're playing an Ultra Nightmare, nerves get to you, and when you see yourself going to low health and being spammed by the spider, you kind of stress out sometimes, and then you panic, and then you make the wrong decisions. That's the name of the game. Alright. Give you my SSG. See, that's the thing, mate. Have to get a mindset where you don't worry. It'll improve your. So here's the thing. Like, I've completed this game pre-patch 2. So before patch 2, I completed this game in Ultra Nightmare like 5 times. And so I felt very comfortable with it, right? Like, so the first one took me a while to get, and then after that, yeah, I'm supposed to go here. And then after that, like, the 4 later ones just came one after the other almost, you know? Like, maybe 1 or 2 fails in between. But like, with patch 2, I feel a lot more challenged. I can tell you that. So they did a good job at making it harder for people like me, who felt very comfortable with the game. So I'll give them that. I know it's certified in 2016, and that's partially why I died a lot, got further in Eternal, because I don't really care about dying, just handle what's at hand. Yeah. I think the further you get into the game, the more you start to, especially when it's your first UN clear, you get nervous, because, you know, like, you just want to make it, right? So the nerves get to you automatically. That's just how it is. .16 is a hard game to UN because of all the bullshit there is, you know, with those dim fireballs, the fall damage that ends your UN run, a lot of stuff like that just makes you like a lot more nervous than you would normally be, right? I partially had an even better mindset internal because I wasn't trying to beat the game just to get to the next level because I sucked too much Gladiator to get to Tower Sabat. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Gladiator can be a big, big barrier to UN when you don't know the game that much. So it's all about just, yeah. Eternal is a lot more skill-based. Eternal is all about seriously like understanding how to understanding the combos for every enemy and how to move well, etc. There's a lot more things to keep in mind in Eternal. I think this game is a bit more like 2016 in the sense that you have to memorize encounters a lot more. But there's also a bit of Eternal in the sense that you understand, okay, which combos for which enemy work best, you know. Anyways, let's get started with this. Man, this fight. Also. All right. Can't really quick switch Gladiator on consoles, so have to actually withstand the attacks. Fuck. Okay. Okay, so you're on. So Eternal. Okay, so you're on console for Eternal, and then you're on PC for Dark Ages. Did I get that right? Or are you on console for both? One of my favorite levels in the game. I play console on all, just play Dark Ages through Game Pass before I had enough cash to get it on console. Okay, got it. Got it. Come on, do your thing, bro. Man, so many tanks in this bitch. Eternal is that bad on console for me, except Gladiator Fight. Okay, but it's hard to quick switch in Eternal on console because Eternal is a game that the first time I played Eternal was on PS4. I didn't have a good PC back then, so I just I played Eternal on PS4 for like a year and a half. And then I moved on to PC, and then I had to learn the game from scratch on PC. And but when I was playing on PS4, I thought quick switching in Eternal was super hard. I did not enjoy playing the game on console compared to PC, I can tell you that. Alright. I don't know if to quick switch, mainly switch the weapon I need currently. Okay, so yeah, so you're playing the game how the developers intended, basically, is not abusing the quick switch mechanic. And instead just, you know, using one weapon and then moving and then changing to weapon depending on the situation you're in, right? So And that's pretty cool. That's how you're supposed... I mean, that's how they intended the game to be played, right? Man, these imp projectiles are deadly. You can quick switch, it's not complex quick switching unless you use binds. Yeah, yeah. But I really trained myself. I remember when I played on PS4, I trained myself to play the game using quick switching. All right. Playing without quick switch is fun because I need to put more thought into shooting weak points and using frags and ice bombs. Really end up using everything. Yeah. Instead of just quick switching until it's dead. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And as I said, you know, that's how they intended people to play the game. When you look at early footage of Eternal, you know, like how they showcased gameplay and all that, there wasn't quick switching, wasn't really involved. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. What's here again? Ah. Ah, fuck. Forgot the damn, Fuck, where was it? Yeah. Why do you switch back? What the fuck? Oh, that is bullshit, bro. That is absolute bullshit. Okay. There you go. Not. Ah, I forgot one of the artillery cannons. All right, taking a break for now, and I'll be back a bit later tonight. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.